EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
Full Send Golf, part of the Full Send podcast.
All right, the Full Send Golf channel. I was like, let's go to the range. Then fell in love with it.
This pod is about to be crazy. I don't even know what's going to happen.
Join the party on the golf course.
You guys know how much I really, really love golf.
All right, Salim, we got 2 putts to break 80 here.
Get it there, right?
You wouldn't want it any other way, brother.
These are the ones we practice. Go, go, go.
Yeah!
Oh,
let's go.
Let's go, 80s book. Yeah, even though it's from the Reds.
Oh. It's just like a boys scrap.
Full Send Golf. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
For 250 years, America has been a bold experiment in freedom. Generation after generation, Americans have carried that freedom forward, running farther, climbing higher, standing stronger. From stadiums to neighborhood blacktops, from hometown fields to the world stage, the spirit stays the same. This year, America turns 250, and the next chapter of freedom is yours to write. All Americans can get involved in the celebration. Learn how at freedom250.org. That's freedom250.org.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams sale and get 30% off Super Paint, Super Deck, and Woodscapes products June 12th through the 22nd. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we are finally with you after what might have been one of the longest baseball games in college history. Man, that game started at like 11 a.m., 11:05, and went right up to right around 3:05. What is that? If my U-High math is correct, that's about a 4-hour college baseball game.
The Mountaineers needed a few more runs there in the top of the ninth.
They apparently needed to steal some bases late in the game.
3 bases in the top of the ninth, up 8-0.
Can't wait to hear Troy's reaction to that in the post game. We will monitor the post game press conference to find out exactly what Troy thought about all of that late in the game as their season comes to an end. What a run, though. The one kind of mid-major that had to play their way in, literally from losing early in their regional, and had to come back and found their way to Omaha and got a win there, beating and knocking out Ole Miss. So congratulations to them. But the Big 12's second place team is one of the last 4 teams standing, the West Virginia Mountaineers. The announcers actually at the end of the game talked about that when they won the regional here a few years ago, to the disappointment of us, a year we thought, man, we had a team that was ready to kind of barnstorm into Omaha, and then the Mountaineers and I think we lost the Mountaineers in game 1 and Grand Canyon in game 2, and they ended up winning that regional here in Tucson. That was 2 years ago, 2024. And then they played that song. They played Country Roads. And I was not there that day. I did not go to see them that Sunday. I think it was a Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. I did not go to see them win the regional that day. But, they played their song and stood arm in arm and locked in and sang country roads here in Tucson to kind of really start this run of success that they've had over the course of the last 3 seasons. So they will get another shot now at North Carolina as they try to. They're going to have to beat them twice. So we'll see if they can do that tomorrow morning and return and do it again on Thursday.
Neither of those teams has a title, right?
Don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nope. North Carolina's been there 13 times. They've been there 13 times, but I don't think they've ever won it.
Yeah, I don't think West Virginia or North Carolina has ever won a title.
I know West Virginia. Well, this is their first time ever in Omaha.
Yeah, so, the Tar Heels were runner-up in 06 and 07, but never have won the title. So
and
good to see, too.
I mean, and to think about that. I mean, barely got in. They barely got into this event. They were 2 outs away from being sent home by Southern California. And look at them. They're in the Final Four with a chance to win a national championship. So it's the beauty of baseball. All right, DK on the Sports Tip. We're obviously a little bit behind in our show, so we're going to go in and take a break right now. 520-848-1290. We're going to talk. We kind of are starting to get into our University of Arizona football chatter as we lead you in 81 days till Arizona football hits the field. We'll be counting it down every day with little vignettes and talking about some of the players on this year's team. And we mentioned the tight end room yesterday. We're going to talk to Bob Asmussen. He is the beat writer from the University of Illinois, and that is where one of the top transfers from your Arizona Wildcats came from, Cole Rusk, a tight end. We'll talk to Bob coming up a little bit later in this hour. Right now, we are going to take a break because cricket's got you home every 20 minutes on the 5s. Right now, it's a 9, but she's still getting you home with traffic and weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collision at Tancaverde and Catalina. Catalina Highway in Tancaverde reported crash. Slowdowns, westbound Speedway approaching and passing Main Avenue. More slowing westbound Miracle Mile at Flowing Wells. Grant Road east of I-10 remains closed. 81 the overnight low, 25% chance of showers tomorrow, and 101 tomorrow and 104 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Biggie Deals. Choose one of Wendy's new Biggie Deals. At $4, $6, and $8, pick one of the new Biggie Deals you're craving. For a pretty Biggie deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
With Bet365 Early Payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
My gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals?
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
Life happens. Lucky for you, the new ICCU Central Plus checking account comes with benefits, including cell phone protection.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
That's right. Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health. Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000.
Arizona is where we live and work. Unlike many other law firms, Arizona is our home. They call us the Eagle because with every 5-star review, our reputation soars, and we've got thousands. You also won't see our lawyers on billboards because they're busy representing Arizona clients. We're Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm. Call today at 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, one of the major transfers that your University of Arizona football team got this year was a tight end. I mean, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. The tight end room is going to be stacked. It's going to be one of the fun things to watch in fall camp when we get going here shortly, about a month from now, about 6 weeks from now, about how that's going to shake out. Tyler Powell coming back from injury, and a young man by the name of Cole Rusk coming in from the University of Illinois. This will be his, I believe, fourth team. I know he played at Illinois and Murray State. And I believe he was also at Eastern Michigan for to begin his career. So that was back in 2022, although he only played one game at Eastern Michigan. So we're going to be talking about that a lot in terms of players being on their third, and some cases even fourth school. But how did Cole Rusk end up here at the University of Arizona?
Just have heard from friends of friends kind of at Illinois that this was a good place, and my quarterback Luke had a good relationship with Coach Daggy when he was at Ole Miss, and so just that was a guy I trusted, and so I kind of went off my gut feeling and just that opinion that this might be a good place for me, and also watching the film and seeing what they do and thinking that I could come help here, and so just kind of decided, I mean, it's not really a secret. I've done this a few times, and so just with the whole process, I wanted to just be able to commit somewhere fast kind of and just have my feet in the ground, learn offense quick, and just wanted to make the right decision. And so I felt like this was the right place to be. And when I went on my visit, I loved the staff and I loved my time here. And knowing that we're going to have this guy coming back and just, feel like I can join a room and we can have the best room in the Big 12 that's all I wanted to do. And that was my plan. So, yeah.
All right, so there you said, he told you just there, I've got a lot of experience in this. Started at Eastern Michigan, transferred to Murray State, then to Illinois, and now to Arizona. Last year, 19 catches, 217 yards, a touchdown. Has battled some injuries in his career, so that'll be something we have to keep an eye on. We're going to talk a little bit about Cole Rusk coming up next. Bob Asmussen is going to join us. He is the columnist and beat writer for the Champaign Gazette. He will join us straight ahead. Right now, cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collision at Tancaverde and Catalina. Catalina Highway in Tancaverde reported crash. Slowdowns, westbound Speedway approaching and passing Main Avenue, more slowing westbound. Miracle Mile at Flowing Wells. Grant Road east of I-10 remains closed. 81 the overnight low, 25% chance of showers tomorrow, and 101 tomorrow and 104 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather
This
together.
report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. And My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Summer camp at the Fox Tucson Theater. Discover filmmaking and movie magic. Learning about visual effects, storytelling, and creative expression, including a red carpet premiere of your own movie scenes. Lights, camera, action for all tweens and teens. Register today at foxtucson.com.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
In Tucson, Cool Willie's knows desert dust, dirt, and debris are the #1 AC killers when the heat hits. That's why our signature tune-up is the best way to get your system summer ready. Right now, we're offering a preseason AC reset, a deep internal clean where our technicians remove built-up dust, restore airflow, and prep your home before temperatures spike. First-time customers get their preseason AC reset for just $39, normally $129. Appointments fill fast before the first heat wave. Go to coolwillies.com and click Book Now.
Everyone loves a backyard barbecue, but who has the time? I'm Josh Bishop, owner of Fork and Fire in Oro Valley and Catalina. My brother, best friend, and I have been cooking for one another and our neighbors for years, and we still get to live our passion every day at Fork and Fire. In Oro Valley, you'll discover bold, smoky brisket, ribs, pulled pork, and many creative dishes paired with local craft beers on tap and specialty cocktails. Fork and Fire, your neighborhood backyard barbecue, where great food meets good times and strong community. Join us today at Fork and Fire, Oro Valley, and in Catalina.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health. Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Brent Brennan and company brought in 3 tight ends in the transfer portal. Cole Rusk was one of them.
Altmaier looking and throws high, but it's caught. And it's a touchdown. Cole Rusk able to hang on to the ball as he hit the pylon in the back corner.
And you heard him at the end of the last segment talk about his quarterback. That would be Luke Altmaier, who played for Seth Dagey down at Ole Miss. That was the connection there, and that's what we're finding out a lot. A lot of times these transfers have to do with connections with coaches, players with coaches, that kind of thing as well. Let's find out a little bit about Cole Rusk, joined now by the football beat writer and columnist for the Champaign News-Gazette, Bob Asmussen, joins us. Asmussen, is that correct, Bob? How do I pronounce your last name correctly?
It's okay. It's Asmussen. Nobody ever pronounces it correctly. Don't worry about it.
Asmussen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody knows me. Actually, I have a lot of friends down in your area. But nobody, it's always pronounced horribly wrong, but that's fine. I don't care.
Do you
vacation?
Do you vacation here?
No. My brother lives in Phoenix half the year, and I have a bunch of friends down in the area. So I've been there a couple times for games. I love Tucson. I love going. I would come back there all the time because of the weather, but I came there for football a couple times. Really enjoyed it.
Outstanding. Well, before we get into Cole Rusk, I just, as somebody, you've been covering college football for 37 years is what I was told. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So as somebody that's been covering this sport for 37 years, I just want to get your opinion on what has transpired the last couple of weeks with the situation involving Brendan Sorsby and just kind of how you saw that and what you thought, if what you thought would happen with him not playing and going to the NFL was what you thought would happen with that.
Oh, okay, your listeners are going to hate me. Okay, come on. We have a weekly show as well in Champaign, and I've basically been saying I think Brendan Sorsby's life should not be over because he's got an addiction. So I was basically in the camp that said let him play. In fact, I would not be giving him much of a suspension this year. Now I know that's contrary to what most people think. I just think this case is so weird and so unusual, and I just thought, the guy, obviously young guy, clearly has some problem, has to get fixed, and seems to be getting fixed, and yet I thought, let him play. Now, this is obviously a better solution for everybody, because now Texas Tech can say, hey, we supported the kid, which they obviously did, and then Brendan could go try to play in the NFL. We'll see what happens. Would you take him? I think they will, actually. I think what always wins in the NFL is talent. I think clearly the kid has talent. Probably going to be a first-round pick if he did not have all this trouble. So I'm really in the minority. I know this on this whole thing, but I've been around a long time, doing this for a long time, and seen a lot of crazy things. 5 years ago, I didn't think there would be transfer portal madness like there is now. I just think things change. So even the gambling thing, which we always thought was a red line, that red line is gone, I think. I think it's gone. So I think everything you think was normal is not normal anymore. Everything's up in the air. So if you let a guy play that gambled on sports, to his credit, he gambled on his own team, so that's good. But you want to ban him, I don't think that's the way to go. So that's me.
There you go. Well, we talked about that last week, just kind of how a lot of people are looking this as an illness, as a sickness, and from that standpoint, and if it was any other type of illness, I think a lot of people would have different thoughts about this. But because it's gambling, it takes on a whole different animal in itself. So you're not necessarily. I mean, you're in the minority, but I think there's a lot of people out there that were looking at it from that perspective. For sure. Bob Asmussen joins us. He is the beat writer for the Illinois Fighting Illini. Cole Rusk, one of the top transfers for your University of Arizona Wildcats, played it for the Illini last year. And Brett Bielema, 19 catches, dealt with some injuries. Bob, what kind of player are we getting here in Cole Rusk?
Well, he's a very solid player, and who didn't get to play in 24 because he was injured. He missed the season, got hurt in training camp. Never was not able to play, and then came back the next year, hung in there, had a pretty good season. Just they don't throw the tight end enough here, and probably everybody always says that. I don't know what the reality is in Arizona. I know Illinois fans here complain forever they don't throw the tight end enough. I just looked this up since I've been here, which is I came here in '89. Illinois had 3 tight ends drafted, three in almost 40 years. That's crazy. It tells me that not a whole lot of ton of talent. But this guy is definitely could be a guy that I think I could see him playing in the NFL. A guy that he played with here, Tip Ryman, was drafted by a team near you, the Cardinals, a year ago. So he's the third pick of the Cardinals. Played a little bit last year. So I think Cole will have a good year at Arizona. I think he'll help them. I think that team is on the rise. I like where they are. So I think it was a good decision by him because he was kind of stuck here. They have a kid played running back here last year named Caden Fagan, who was converting tight end. Everybody has always said he could be a tight end. He could be a dynamic tight end, a big catch guy, a lot of runs up kids. So I think maybe Cole saw the writing on the wall and said, hey, I got to find somewhere else to play. Big 12 is pretty good conference, and Arizona is obviously an awesome place to be. So I think he made a great decision for him. I think it's a great decision for Coach Brennan and for Arizona.
Now, you mentioned, obviously, he missed all of 2024 with the knee injury, but he also had some injuries last year. Was that also related to that knee, or were those other things?
They don't tell us a whole lot about injuries here. I don't know how to
join the club.
Coach Brennan. It's funny. I've been here a long time, and I'm used to going to practice in the old days, but we don't know anything. So he had something. He didn't play some, but he did enough. He was, I think, 19 catches and had one touchdown. They could think against Duke early in the season, big catch. So he's definitely a capable player who probably in the right system could be a dynamic receiver, I think. And he's definitely a good blocker. Not going to get he's good to do all the right things off the field. A good student. This is his third college or fourth college. He started, I think, fourth. He was here.
Yeah, it was Eastern Michigan. Murray State. Yeah.
Murray State, yeah. So before, again, they didn't do that 5 years ago. But I'm there's no rules anymore. If you want to go to 4 colleges, go ahead. If somebody wants to do that, please have fun. So a very good person, I tell you that. A good kid, pleasant to talk to. Friendly, and Illinois kid. He's from the state of Illinois. I grew up in Rock Island is where he's from. So he's an excellent player, good guy, and I think he started city management here he got his master's. So he's a smart kid. So he'll do well there. I'll be watching Arizona for him. So here I go.
There you go. Bob Osmosin joining us. He writes the beat, and he's a columnist for the Champaign News-Gazette, covers the University of Illinois. Bob, I don't know. We actually may have been standing in the locker room next to each other after Illinois lost to UConn in Indianapolis a few weeks. I was the one that asked the question to Colin Boswell that got him going about his entire career and turned it into an really emotional situation. What were your thoughts on his 2 seasons there, coming back home to Champaign and being a part of the squad that helped take that team back to the Final Four?
It was such a big deal. People loved him here, obviously, because he's from here. And people always thought maybe he'll come here in the first place. That was a disappointment. He didn't come here. But once he came back, it was like this reunion that you knew was going to end well. I don't know why. It just felt like he's a guy that was really good leader. That was important. He made big shots when he had to. Was a great defensive player, really good defensive player. The guy that you would put on the best offensive player in the other team. That was him. So I look at it didn't really matter the size-wise. So Colin, to have him come back, he's playing the Final Four at Illinois, which I know he loves, was really cool. And again, I know guys transfer now. It's a lot different than it used to be, but I really think for him it was a smart move, a lot of levels. And Illinois obviously was rewarded with the Final Four that people here were hoping for, but didn't really see coming for sure. And he kind of set the tone. What he did, he set a bar here that's going to be pretty hard to top, and one they're going to seek to reach this year, next year, and afterward. They have a good team to come back. He'll be missed desperately, but I think he really set a tone that will be forwarded here. I think he will. People talk about him here, what he did. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, they said, remember Colin, come to back and have a great year, great career at Illinois. So I think really popular kid in town and also on campus.
And obviously, Keaton Wagler's a young man who's expected to maybe be drafted in the top 7 picks. How good of a pro do you think he'll be?
Oh, I think he could be awesome. It's one of the most amazing stories because basically he's not unrecruited, but under-recruited, certainly. And Coach Underwood's son found him in Kansas, kind of hidden, playing for a great team in Kansas, and they brought him in and said, "Boy, you're our guy." They talked about him a lot in training camp or preseason last year. So you got to watch this guy. It's pretty good. Like everybody's like, yeah, whatever. And the kid comes out and starts hitting 20 points and 30 points. Like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Then he goes to Purdue, wins a game there with a great game, one of the best games in Illinois history. So it's like this guy is special. And there was no way he could come back. I kept telling people that there's a chance. He's got to go to the NBA. I think he'll be a top 10 pick, and I think he could be an amazing pro. And they've had some good players from here over the years. Darren Williams, Eddie Johnson, a bunch of guys over the years. But this guy could be one of the best of all time from Illinois. And he's only was here for a year, but I know he appreciates what they did for him and set him up for the next level. Great kid, unbelievable guy.
There you go. Bob Asmussen is our guest. He writes for the Champaign News Gazette. Bob, I've been covering University of Arizona football now for 18 years. And one of my favorite assistant coaches ever spent some time there in Champaign. That was Rod Smith. Was the OC for a while, and I think he actually led the team for a minute as the interim there a few seasons during the COVID year as well. Any memories of our guy Rod Smith there?
I loved Rod Smith. He was one of the best coaches to work with from a media standpoint ever.
Yeah.
I do a weekly or monthly dinner with a bunch of lawyers in town. He came to one of the dinners one time as invited guests, came and talked shop, off the record conversation. It was great. Great family, really good guy. And, I knew about his dad was a coach, and it's a really cool story. It's so funny you said that because he used to love this pizza place in town. It was his favorite place to go. And because he's kind of a big guy, and I just went there. I went there yesterday. And I talked about him to people. I said, "Hey, Rod Smith used to come here all the time and raved about it. He'd go there and get a bunch of pizzas." And like, okay, that makes sense. But I think I don't know where he is now, but he's an awesome guy.
Yeah, I think he's back with Rich Rodriguez. Actually, no, I'm sorry, he's at Marshall. He's at Marshall now. I think he's running the offense there.
Yeah, great guy, wonderful family. And they really root for him because he's such a special guy.
Yeah. So. He did, you're correct. He didn't miss a lot of meals, but he was one.
No, that's all right. He knew. He joked about it. I liked it. He's so good natured and just so much fun and just loved being here. And really, I wish he could have stayed for a long time. He got some lovey thing, but it worked out right.
Well, Bob, I missed reading you by about 3 years. I went to high school. A few minutes up the road in Normal, Illinois, back in the mid '80s there. So I missed you by 3 years, but I always enjoyed getting down to U of I campus, especially for the state championship games at the Assembly Hall. It was always a lot of fun to cruise down there and watch some basketball.
That's pretty cool. Where'd you go to high school?
Normal University High.
Oh, you're one of the smart kids. Okay, I get that. I get that. So people need to know that's a great school. So hopefully people know that you're smart.
Well, I like to hope so. I like to hope I learned a few things in my days. I was just telling the guys about my baseball career. I said we didn't really play the teams from Champaign. About as far as we got was Muhammad. And I said that was one of the best games I ever had because I took 2 home runs away at the fence that day, and it was about 30. It was about 36 degrees.
Probably wind blowing at 100 miles an hour here, and Champaign's pretty flat. Not like where you guys are. It's a little different.
Exactly. Hey, Bob, appreciate you taking some time. Don't be a stranger if you get back out here in the near future.
I definitely not. Anytime you guys would need me on, just give me a call, all right?
Absolutely. Bob Asmussen, he writes the beat for the Illinois Fighting Illini, Champaign News Gazette. Great to get some insight on Cole Rusk, who is one of the top transfers coming in this year for your Arizona football team. All right, DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Much more coming up here in the 4 o'clock hour. We're going to talk some soccer, World Cup in the 5 o'clock hour. John Perlman will join us, the founder of FC Tucson. He is up in Seattle. He was at the Egypt Belgium game yesterday, and so we'll get his thoughts on that as well as what Team USA, the United States men's national team, did on Friday night in their win over Paraguay. Dragon Ball is here. He's got everything happening in sports here in southern Arizona as well as sports around the world.
Well, some development for the Arizona baseball team. They're going to be getting a new director of player development and recruiting for the baseball team, and that is a familiar face for fans as the program hires Garen Caulfield at that position.
Yeah.
Caulfield, who was a part of the staff this last season as a graduate assistant coach, he will now be assisting the Arizona coaching staff with player acquisition as well as recruiting efforts in this role, on top of his other previous responsibilities, which were working with the infielders and assisting with hitting development as well. Congratulations go out there to Mr. Caulfield. Now, ahead of the NBA draft with the offseason now officially underway, the Suns are looking to begin their negotiations with key veteran free agents on the roster, as their reports are already saying that they're talking to Colin Gillespie and Jordan Goodwin, with those two being considered the top priorities going into this offseason. Again, Gillespie averaging about just under 13 points a game with 4.6 assists a game and starting 58 out of 80 games for the Suns. And for Goodwin, he averaged about 41% from the field with 37% from deep and took home the Marley Hustle Award for his work this past season. Other free agents for the team are going to be Mark Williams, Kobe Brea, and Isaiah Livers. They're all being restricted going into this offseason, with Jamari Boye being a team option and Amir Coffey potentially ending up in the unrestricted free agency pool. And despite leading the Golden Knights to a playoff berth after taking the job with the team sitting just outside the standings and being just 2 games away from taking home the Stanley Cup, the Vegas Golden Knights have announced that they will not be retaining the services of John Tortorella. The front office announced this as many players today were having their end-of-season talks to focus their thoughts on Tortorella's job, including Mark Stone.
Yeah, Torts was really the perfect fit for what we needed at the time. He really came in and gave us a shot of adrenaline. Gave us energy and belief that we could get the season back where we wanted it to be. I got all the respect in the world for the professionalism and everything that he did in his short time here. Not many guys would have accepted that role. So, with that being said, I trust that Kelly and management will, I have trust in them. So. This is the decision that they made.
Again, the Knights will be looking now for their 5th head coach in the franchise's short history. I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slide it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported Campbell near Irvington on Campbell to the south of Irvington. Tancaverde and Catalina Highway in Tancaverde. Backups on Alvernon at Grant Road. Travel at the intersection down to 1 lane each direction, and no left turns permitted at Grant Road and Alvernon. And I'm Cricket. In your weather, 81 the overnight low, 25% chance of rain, and 101 tomorrow and 104 now. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290.
This report is sponsored by Duracell, built different. From remote to automatic corkscrews, Duracell keeps you ready. Their double and triple A batteries are the only ones with power boost ingredients, built for long-lasting performance. Get the limited edition Duracell and Messi batteries in store at Lowe's, Walmart, or Amazon.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Arizona drivers know June is the calm before the furnace. Temperatures are rising and the intense summer heat is on its way. It's as certain as the next cracked asphalt road or suspension slaying pothole. Just around the corner and coming quickly. But Arizona drivers know that Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the one stop to make sure their car, SUV, light truck, or minivan is road trip ready for this summer's torture test for tires, batteries, brakes, and cooling systems. Just about every part under maximum stress. But mention this ad during June and get Jack Furrier's road trip ready inspection at no charge with the purchase of any oil change. A $30 value for free that gives you the inspection information you need to lower your stress before heading into another summer of extreme Arizona driving. And if you already know you need tires or service, come by to the Local's Choice for the most affordable tires and rock-solid guarantees at 14 award-winning locations. Make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Tucson is sizzling in June, but your house doesn't have to. Most HVAC companies talk about trust. Pixrock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing puts it in writing. Every repair backed by a 5-year warranty for our Home Wellness Club members. That's not a promise, that's a guarantee. Call us at 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at pixrockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000.
In this market, you're either a follower or a leader. While followers settle for the average, Cumulus Digital gives leaders the edge, beating industry averages by 25%. Go to cumulusdigital.com, fill out the form, and take the lead.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Sorsby will take the snap out of the shotgun, pump fake, looking deep, and now he's going to get sacked. The Wildcats going to wrap him up back at the 20-yard line.
That's a great job. The pocket just closed on Sorsby, and I'm still not sure that he's not 100% healthy.
The pocket has indeed collapsed on Brendan Sorsby. His college career is officially over. News broke right after the end of our show last night that the embattled quarterback at Texas Tech was going to not play college football. He was going to go into the supplemental draft for the National Football League. Now, before he did that, he had to essentially renounce his injunction that he had been given by the court to make himself ineligible again, because you cannot go into the NFL supplemental draft if you are an eligible college football player. You have to not have any. That's not like the draft in April where you can declare and go early. You have to essentially have no eligibility left or be suspended. So that was the case for him. He had to resuspend himself so that he could become eligible for the NFL draft. This all finished exactly, I kind of think, well, I wasn't sure if it was going to get itself completed this quickly, but with the deadline for the NFL expansion draft or supplemental draft being just 6 days from now on June 22nd, with that in mind, you figured if that was going to be the route that they were going to have to make that decision in relatively short order and they did. And so congratulations to the Big 12. I talked about it last week. There are instances where you have to police yourselves. The schools have to police themselves. The conference has to police its schools. And I thought that that's what needed to happen in this situation, was that the schools needed to come out and say, no, you're not going to do this. We're not going to allow you to do this, and put the pressure on Texas Tech. And it led to what I believe is the appropriate outcome. Now we can get on and actually talk about football going into next season. My understanding is Texas Tech is still the favorite to win. So there you go.
Well, they got a great defense. They always have, like for the past 3-4 years, and they pumped all that money into the program, right? They've got some really good receivers, apparently. So we'll see how that goes. Some may point Dragon Ball to the Michigan volleyball team deciding they weren't going to play Texas Tech as maybe the final straw. However, it was really, guys, that lawsuit.
Michigan State apparently has got their own issues going on. The president left, the AD left.
Well, Michigan, the Wolverines are the one that canceled volleyball, but Michigan State, Izzo's not happy about any of that.
No.
The president was only there for a year, 2 years, and their athletic department director was only there for 1 year. But it was the lawsuit that Sidley Austin put forth yesterday morning, which was really because Ken Paxton was on the line for that.
Yeah.
And Texas Tech was on the line for that. And that was a big boy, like I said yesterday, the 6th largest law firm in the world. I read a lot of legal briefs, a lot of people's opinions on that, and they all said that the reason why Sorsby put his name in the supplemental draft and they dropped this whole situation was because of the lawsuit that was filed on behalf of the Big 12 yesterday. It would have been a nightmare for them to actually have to show up in court and defend that.
Listen, everybody on the school ground likes to go ahead and, put out their chest and try to look as big as they want to be with the other students when they're trying to, I run the playground. No, I run the playground. And then all of a sudden, you go ahead and get the school administrator showing up. It's like, actually, we own the playground, and we brought in some other people to tell you about that. So, hey, at least this thing is over with. It's definitely not going to just blow over. There's going to be a lot of residual effects because you got to think that this is only the first of what could be a potential another event, something like this occurring. I don't think it's going to be to the same extent, but the whole idea of, well, we don't think the Big 12 can punish us for a player doing something wrong or something to that nature. Another school's going to do it. I mean, let's not forget the whole situation with Baylor and everything else like that. Texas Tech was saying, oh, no, the conference absolutely should step in. And then this time it was, no, the conference shouldn't step in because we're going to take care of it. It's going to be a matter of figuring out what does the conference want to do to future-proof when something like this happens, when a player does something egregiously against policy or rule and decide, hey, we have a right to make a major decision that should punish either the school or the player related to the subject. So I'm waiting to see what that next step is going to be, but at the very least, the Sorsby part of this is now officially done and over with, seemingly. Because, again, he still has to get picked in the supplemental draft for him to actually be gone.
And there hasn't been a supplemental draft pick in 7 years, guys.
Yep. It's been a while. We don't have these very often, yeah.
No, they do not. I will say that, it's really the NCAA being feckless, and that's been 4 decades worth of people complaining that what is the NCAA's authority? They're the only authority in college athletics. They drag their feet on a lot of clearinghouse stuff. They jump into action on other things. It's really weird how that goes down. And this was a situation where just last Monday, the NCAA declared that Sorsby would be ineligible for this upcoming season. The judge granted a stay, which is the only reason we're even talking about this, because the NCAA did rule him ineligible, and a judge said, no, not so fast. We want Charles Bediako to play for Alabama. We'd like Sorsby to blah, blah, blah. I will say this. There's been some damn good supplemental draft picks.
Oh, yeah.
Are you familiar? Like Kozar is the one I think I remember.
Yeah, Bernie Kosar was supplemental guy.
Yeah, and that was Cleveland too, right?
Absolutely.
Also, obviously, the only Hall of Famer who ever was a supplemental draft pick, Chris Carter.
Yeah, how about that? Brendan Sorsby issued a statement today. I'm grateful for the support from my family, my tech coaching staff, teammates, the community, and so on. Many others who have encouraged me to address and learn more about this important issue. As my journey continues, I remain fully committed to and focused on being the best I can be, both on and off the field. That was his statement today. He put out on Instagram, forever grateful for my time at Texas Tech. wreck 'em. That's what they say.
Cody Campbell had some thoughts too. Did you hear that?
Oh yeah. We'll get to Cody Campbell's thoughts. Let me first give you what the commissioner of your conference had to say. Brett Yormark, it's been a challenging week for both our conference and the college athletics landscape. The Big 12 looks forward to moving ahead as 16 strong. We wish Brendan Sorsby success in his future endeavors. That from the commissioner of the Big 12 Conference, Brett Yormark, who, again, a lot of people are applauding for the way that the conference handled this and took a stern stance against Texas Tech and their administration over that. You mentioned, obviously, what Cody Campbell, who is actually, he's unlike, I think, a lot of donors because he actually has a position. I mean, a lot of donors are just guys with money, but he's the head of the Board of Regents.
He's the boss of the athletic director and head football coach.
Yeah.
So he's a booster who also is at the head of the Board of Regents.
Right,
so he
exactly.
can make, he has a say beyond the money that he's giving to student athletes or the university as a whole. He has a say at the end of the day in the voting process. So yeah,
which is very different. I mean, that's very different than a lot of booster situations. So we'll give you a little bit about what he had to say coming up a little bit later. We are joined by the fourth. Sometimes I have to see how many people we have here. We've got everybody today. 4 members of the team. I love the summertime because we all get to be together. Cricket is here.
Hello.
Cricket, how's your day going? Did you see the fire in the foothills?
I saw that. I was shocked and sad on Sunday night.
Yeah.
I just turned a corner. Whoa, the mountain's on fire.
Yeah. It was interesting because when it started raining Sunday night and we're starting to get some lightning and all that, and I remarked, I was like, well, this is a little earlier than normal, and I don't know that this was in the forecast. I didn't remember hearing that we might get storms. And then we had lightning, and the first thing my wife said is, "Oh, I hope it doesn't spark anything up in the mountains." And sure enough, I'm driving home up Hacienda del Sol last night, and I see something glowing from the top of the mountain. I'm like, "What is that?" So I stopped. I pulled over. I made a beeline over to Skyline, and I pulled over and got some video of it. So if you haven't seen it, because I didn't see it really well this morning, so I don't know, and I haven't really read if they've kind of extinguished it or
do you know
controlled it.
What biffle grass is?
Buffle grass or biffle?
Grass. Yeah.
Biffle. Is that different than buffle?
It's an invasive grass that burns 5 times hotter than regular grass, and it's all over the foothills up there. And if you ever see it, you need to get rid of it because that's why a lot of times these fires, having been around here since the mid-'70s, DK, and Cricket and I have seen a lot of fires on these mountains.
Sadly.
And the forest department is great in their containment, especially the ones that you look at the landscape of where they have to work, and it's outrageous the conditions that a lot of those fires are in. But yeah, there are some invasive non-native plants that do accelerate that process. So if you're an outdoors person, you're up in the mountains, learn about what those are and help the process because we all need to do our part.
Yeah.
So apparently it was still burning. I'm looking at some images from earlier today that people, Joe Farrell is Comanche Pilot on Twitter, and he's got some pictures of smoke emanating from the top of the Catalina Mountains. So apparently that is still burning up there as of the moment. So we'll keep you up to date on all of that.
When I was at Froggenfergen, a lot of those guys, there's 2 guys who worked there and 2 guys who were in training to be those guys who jump out of those helicopters in the mountains into those fires. Man, those are probably, I hung out with Navy SEALs. Those guys are probably crazy. Those guys are nuts.
Big adrenaline junkies.
Yeah, nuts.
Have to be for that kind of job, I'd imagine.
All right, Cricket has quotes.
In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on.
That's not what I was expecting.
Oh, okay.
That to be. And I was not expecting the 3 words to be it goes on. Dragon Ball.
Robert Frost?
Yes.
Robert Frost. Dragon Ball is such a winner. He knows all of these.
Too bad we don't have a prize for you.
Really? Right? Yeah, you'd have all the prizes. Maybe we'll start making this like a 50-50 raffle, and you can win every day. I'll put in 5. Cricket will put in 5. G-Dub will put in 5.
No reason for that. No reason to take anybody's money other than the company, so that's it.
Exactly.
Well, then we'll have Kenny Kowalczyk put in all 20 for you.
All right. Well, hey, you got to convince him to do that.
That might happen.
What was the name again? What was his name? The person?
Robert Frost.
Robert. Who's Robert? I don't know who that is.
Author.
Author?
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Like still around author or
poet.
old school?
I think that's a classic.
I believe he's
Old
long
school guy?
since passed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, died in 1963.
Life Goes On.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that a TV show?
Probably.
They're the catchphrase for a TV show, at least.
Oh, Vladi, oh, Vlada, life goes on. That was a TV show. I remember that.
Yeah.
And if you want, how did the ending go? How did the ending part of that go? And if you want some fun, sing the oh, Vladi, Vlada. Hey! Nobody remembers that except
I'm terrible at lyrics.
Nobody remembers
Worst
that.
Beatles song.
Maybe we should.
Every Beatles song.
Oh, is that
Why
a
are we-
Beatles? Is that
Yes.
a Beatles? That was a Beatles song.
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that was a Beatles song.
Yeah, but didn't we have Beatles yesterday, or was that the day before? We had John.
I think there's Beatles every day.
Didn't we have
At least a Beatles
No.
song at least once every other day. Yeah.
All right. I like that one, Cricket. That was a good one right there. All right. Show the folks your bucket so everybody can see the bucket.
Thanks to Robert
Wait,
Frost.
let me.
Well,
Oh, there we go. Sorry.
See?
Bucket with a block A. The block A bucket. If you've got a quote for the block A bucket, text it to 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290, and we will have Cricket read your. How about this? See, we're already putting in another angle to this whole thing here.
Yeah.
We'll have Cricket read your quote of the day on the air. 520-848-1290.
Yeah, just don't pull anything from like Fear and Loathing or something like
Oh.
that. We need to avoid that.
Yeah.
Let's quote Tony Soprano.
Oh,
that might be. That might need to be censored. Never mind.
What's your? Well, that would be interesting. Maybe we'll make that a question of the day. What is your favorite Tony Soprano line? Mine was when he said.
This says with pulp. I like with some pulp. This is too much.
Too much pulp.
When he said to Christopher, "You don't have to love me, but you will respect me."
Those are a lot of quotes without any censoring.
content,
yeah. But hey, it works.
It works.
J-Dub, do you have a favorite Tony Soprano quote you want to? We can come back to this in an hour.
No, I've seen Godfather 50 times. I've seen like maybe a third of Sopranos episodes. I didn't watch that show. No,
He cusses a lot.
I know. I'm familiar with the show.
Yeah.
I know he was really friendly with his psychiatrist. I know the whole show. I'm not one to tell you lines from The Sopranos.
There you go.
I feel you on that.
Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather. 911 is working today, and everything's good with the world.
Don't test it out,
Yes,
please.
please.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions that are reported Linda Vista and Thornydale and Linda Vista crash Oracle and Cool Drive. Some slowing there. Also backups for both directions of travel on Oracle at McGee and Campbell south of Irvington clearing. 81 the overnight low, 25% chance of rain, 101 tomorrow and 104 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Demopolis Law. Demopolis Law is the firm you can trust. Millions recovered weekly. Clients choose Demopolis Law because they want the best. Visit LegalElite.com. Again, LegalElite.com. Demopolis Law. We win.
In Tucson, a lot of people make their living on construction sites, on the road, or working in warehouses across town. If you're injured at work, you have rights. Call 520-567-8000. Cruz & Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
if these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist and ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm here with your Run Report.
Was that sports weekend any good? The NBA Finals were decided. The Stanley Cup Final was decided. A UFC legend gets a career-defining win on the South Lawn of the White House. And the U.S. played its best World Cup game ever in Los Angeles. Credit to the Knicks for doing the one thing that most of their fans had assumed would never happen ever again, win a world championship. Equally shocking is how differently Victor Wembanyama is seen coming out of this series compared to going into it. Yes, he's just 22. Yes, he's 7'4", but my dude has plenty of room to grow both on and off the floor. I don't doubt that he'll get there, but you can't run around saying you're the man only to hurt your team repeatedly when it matters most. He's not the killer he thought he was, and not the killer Jalen Brunson actually is. And that's why one has the Larry-O and one walked off the floor without acknowledging the other team. Another lame move by the alien. I'm Jim Rome.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Rats.
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya.
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh no!
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
From backyard barbecues to homegrown herbs, the best parts of summer start at Lowe's. Right now, get 3 Fairy Morse 1.3 quart vegetables and herbs for just $12. Plus, get 4 bags of Miracle Grow 0.75 cubic foot garden soil for only $10. Whether you're planting something new or giving your garden a refresh, now's the time to make the most of your outdoor space. Save more on what you need this summer at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 6/24 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams sale and get 30% off Super Paint, Super Deck, and Woodscapes products June 12th through the 22nd. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. In fact, text us, like we said, text us your favorite quote. If you have a favorite quote, you want Cricket to read your quote on the air, you can text that quote to us, and I will pass it along to her, or J-Dub will, and we'll have her read it maybe as soon as tomorrow, right here. And she gives you great sage advice and things to think about every weekday. Be right around 4:12.
What's your favorite quote, Dragon Ball?
That's a tough one. I don't know if I have really one that comes to mind, except for a bullet can't stop a bull moose is my favorite.
That's a good one.
From Teddy Roosevelt.
Bull moose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like, it's difficult for a man to understand something when his salary depends on him not understanding it. That was Upton Sinclair.
Okay. I think that's a good one right there.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Keep them coming, folks. Keep them coming. We'll just quote. Maybe we'll have a whole segment. We'll just read quotes. We can do that.
I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see if we can get that through.
We'll just have Dragon Ball read Robert Frost's poetry in his best. Who's that guy? Who are we talking about? Oh, Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill voice. Yeah.
The cadence of Winston Churchill poetry of Robert Frost. Let's do it that way.
All right,
There's a lot of British in that.
Yes, straight British the whole way.
To kind of reset, if you have not, if you've been underneath a rock for the last 24 hours, Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby is entering the NFL supplemental draft. The school announced that on Monday night. Sorsby had until June 22nd to decide whether to apply for early entry into the National Football League. The Texas Tech Board of Chairmen is Cody Campbell. Here's what I'm not going to read the entire thing of what Cody said because it's really long, but let's just read you a part of what he had to say. This decision was made with Brendan and his family and is purely an output of practical analysis of the situation. Practical analysis of this situation. Boy, you don't have any other choice. You got to get up out of here. So you might as well go get that money at the NFL. I don't think Cody became a
billionaire by ever admitting defeat. Let's put it that way. No, that's not the style.
Brendan and Texas Tech stand on very solid and legitimate legal ground, but he faces a June 22nd deadline to be eligible to enter the NFL supplemental draft, and there's no practical way to resolve all the various pending legal disputes and ensure his eligibility prior to this
So
date.
that means we're right, but we're not going to bother with the hassle of showing you how right we are.
Right. This is the only viable and fair path for Brendan and his future, as well as for his teammates and our university. That was Cody Campbell, the Texas Tech board chairman and the money man down in Lubbock.
That was not the quote from Cody Campbell that I heard from yesterday. What I heard was, we will pay all of the NIL.
Yeah.
He can keep all of the NIL money that Brendan Sorsby has gotten so far. So the big revelation was, we're not asking for any money back, even though he didn't take a class,
Did not take a single snap.
Go to practice, didn't play in any games. Yeah.
About $5 million he's going to get to keep.
Well, people are saying like that was the total goal, but it's like a game check type of situation.
Okay.
Like you think, I don't know if that's all up front, but I believe like whatever portion that he's already received, Cody Campbell's not going to send any thugs to come get that back.
Nope.
Let's hope he's not going to send any thugs.
Hey, billionaire oil barons, I'm sure
they've got more
they get their
than
hands dirty a little
yeah,
bit.
Yeah, they got what they need in order to get what they want,
right.
to say the least.
So the question now becomes, okay, now that we have for the most part closed this chapter of this story, the question now becomes is what to make of Cincinnati, because obviously Cincinnati, at least there are reports and there's beliefs that Cincinnati knew about this and knew that this young man had a problem, maybe even knew about it before the start of last football season. Is the Big 12 now going to go after Cincinnati? And should they go after Cincinnati? I definitely think that there needs to be some type of investigation into what the Bearcats knew and when they knew it.
Well, look, if you're not familiar, listeners, the biggest issue with this Brennan Sorsby situation is not Brennan Sorsby playing at Texas Tech. It's that already after the judge granted the stay and said he would be eligible, DK, do you know how many lawyers have put briefs in and cited that case already in the last 10 days as the reason why they're okay? So you have to really be a hardliner when it comes to things like gambling for student athletes in college. So whether or not that's coming back to Cincinnati and saying we have proof that the athletic department knew and we're going to retroactively give these punishments for that, whatever the case may be, whatever the investigation shows up, I'll tell you this much: the powers that be, as far as hardlining Dragon Ball right now on this issue of student athletes with millions of dollars in their bank account from NIL funds using an app in their pocket to bet on sports, particularly sports that they're involved themselves in, I don't think that they're going to take a soft stance on that at all because of just that. It's a legal case situation now, and they need to make sure that they are very, pointed in the messaging that they give, that this will not be acceptable at any level.
Yeah, and again, it's going to be a situation where I would imagine even with this chapter being done, the Big 12 and many other conferences, I'm sure, are going to look to try and have some kind of decision about what all can the conferences do when it comes to punishment for these kinds of infractions and things like that are within their control versus the NCAA, because of the constant back and forth that we've always said. Like you said, the NCAA is pretty feckless when it comes to putting forth a responsible reaction to something that requires it and timely reaction to something that requires it. So conferences have been constantly doing this whole thing about self-policing rather than let the NCAA handle it. So what conferences will choose to do now moving forward when something like this comes up again? Because inevitably it will. There's never a one-time thing for these kind of infractions. After all, we were saying the same thing for SMU when they got the death penalty. Oh, we'll never see this again. We saw it a couple decades later with the University of Miami, them basically getting a version of a death penalty that they couldn't really afford to give them, considering how much money college football made on the Hurricanes at the time. But conferences have to make a decision about what all can we do to circumvent something that would extend as long as this has, because this has been a circus. To say the least, this has been a circus, and nobody feels any better for having taken part of it.
So Sorsby to the Cards then?
Well, that's the next question I was about to get into.
There's a part of me that would say the Cardinals, if not for the fact that Carson Beck, but if there's another team that's in that running, don't color me surprised if the Vikings put out a call. Because they may want to have somebody else in there.
That's the two teams I've heard the most of.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I looked into it a little bit more, and Sorsby was regarded as the third quarterback on next year's draft boards, late first, early second type of thing. So it's those teams that don't have a surefire number one right now that might be looking. And if listeners don't know, the supplemental draft, the way it works is you put a bid in for the round that you would take that player in. And if you're the highest bid, so let's say I want to take Sorsby in the second round, no other team in the league puts in a second-round bid for it, then you win that supplemental pick.
Yep.
So we'll see what ends up happening. What'd you say, 8 days from now is the deadline for people to put their names in?
What's the deadline? I don't think that's when it is.
So we'll see how many players there are, but as DK laid out, it's a rare occurrence for somebody to have eligibility this late after the process and the NFL draft's already passed, right, or the time to get into it, as opposed to playing next year at college. It has to be somebody with academic issues, with performance-enhancing drug issues, or something along those lines, or gambling like
or
Sorsby.
somebody who wants to engineer where they want to go play, which is also the way that this has been used.
Well, Bosworth
in
was
the past.
steroids,
Yeah,
right?
Bosworth was a whole bunch
I
of
think
off
Chris
the
was
field
like
issues.
grades.
Chris, I think, was grades and drug problems, because I know that he had some drug problems when he was with the Eagles at the start of his career.
I don't know about Kozar.
There's a couple other guys on there that I know a lot of them are like off the field problems that they just wanted to get away from it before it ended up tanking their ability to enter the regular draft following their junior or senior year, since for a long portion of time you didn't see a lot of NFL or college football players leave college early to get drafted. I think Bosworth he only had played 2 full seasons at Oklahoma and then was getting ready for his junior year before he applied for the supplemental draft, if my memory serves me right.
Wasn't that should you draft Bosworth or Bo Jackson? Wasn't that the situation?
Something like that.
How'd that turn out?
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We'll continue this conversation, and that's going to be the question that we have to ask ourselves next. What now for Brendan Sorsby? What now for you? Cricket, getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions that are reported: working wrecks, Campbell near Irvington on Campbell to the south of Irvington, Oracle and Cool Drive in Oracle, and some slowing on Oracle near Cool Drive, Linda Vista and Thornydale for a collision, State Route 86 near Camino Verde, a reported lost load. 81 the overnight low, 25% chance of rain, and 101 tomorrow and a 104 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and
This
weather.
report is sponsored by Lowe's. With Lowe's, the best parts of summer start right outside your door. Right now, get 3 Barrymore's 1.3 quart vegetables and herbs for just $12. Plus, get 4 bags of Miracle Grow 0.75 cubic foot garden soil for only $10. Valid for $6.24 while supplies last. Selection varies by location, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
I'm Ruben Cruz. After a car accident, people ask, what is my case worth? It depends on your injuries, the medical care you receive, and the impact on your life. At Cruz & Associates, we build strong cases and fight for full compensation. No fees unless we win. Injured, call Cruz.com.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Chumba Casino, your online casino for plays, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. After days of injunctions, lawsuits, press releases, and awkward roundtables, Texas Tech quarterback Brandon Sorsby has applied for the NFL supplemental draft. Some believe that Sorsby could have been the 3rd-ranked quarterback prospect in the upcoming draft. Now he'll have to try his luck in the supplemental draft. I'm Adam Abdallah.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more. USPS, official shipping sponsor of the NHL.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money, so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams sale and get 30% off Super Paint, Super Deck, and Woodscapes products June 12th through the 22nd. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Oh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the neighborly done right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed. Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, a neighborly company.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Join David Kelly this Wednesday from 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards for Wild Card Wednesdays. Showtime Cards will have live box breaks happening right in the store. You never know what pulls might pop up. Whether you're into baseball, football, basketball, soccer, MMA, comics, Pokemon, Star Wars, or anything in between, Showtime Cards has something for every collector. Catch all the action this Wednesday, 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards, located on Speedway just east of Craycroft, with Wildcats Radio 1290. DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us. You can text us. I've got sweet deals for you. Don't I always have a sweet deal for you this Friday? Roadies. Have you guys been to Roadies? Have you thrown the axe?
I have been
to thrown the axe yet?
I've been to Roadies for movies. I have not been there to
Not
throw the
gone
axe.
to throw the axe.
Not been there to throw
You're
the
an
axe.
axe man, J-Dub.
Yeah, I could shred a guitar any day, but like I used to go to Roadhouse. Roadhouse was like our go-to spot. Margaritas and a movie. But shredding an axe, no. Only when I'm playing guitar.
Okay. They've got at Roadies, they've got bowling, they've got games, they've got the Gastro Pub. You can get a $50 Roadies gift certificate that can be exchanged if you don't want to eat for a $50 game card. Good for the arcade room only, not throwing the axes. Just $25. This is a sweet deal. It goes on sale Friday morning, 8:30 a.m., WildcatsRadio1290.com. Have you been to Roadies? It is a family entertainment experience. Bowling, arcade. Did I mention the axe throwing? Live music, movies, and dining. It's open 365 days a year. Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies Lanes and Games and Gastropub offer a fabulous restaurant menu created by an award-winning chef and restaurateur, and an impressively created full bar featuring high-quality wines, local craft beers, and specialty drinks. You can also head to the Roadhouse Cinemas to catch your favorite movie with giant bowls of gourmet white popcorn, artisan gelato. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's really good. Keg root beer, award-winning cheesecake, and more. Roadies is located at Grant and Swan. You can find them online at roadhousecinemas.com. This is a sweet deal. $50 for just $25. Gift certificate, and or you can exchange that and get you a $50 game card and play whatever you want to play, except for the Axe Stone.
I remember very well when they built that place in the mid-'80s, because I grew up on Swan and River.
Right.
So, right down the road from it. And that was because it was a Toys R Us, like a gigantic, like when they first started doing the warehouse-style ones in like 86, 87, 88 or whatever. But that entire complex, or Roadhouse is, I remember when it was a dirt lot, or I'm sure it was houses. It wasn't a dirt lot. But I remember fondly when they built it, because every kid in our class wanted to go hang out at Toys R Us, and now all of us at the same age want to go hang out and throw axes and watch a good movie and drink good beer.
So the NFL supplemental draft, again, it has not been conducted since 2023. It's only held when a prospect is available to have it, and there have been no players who have opted to do that since 2019, or no picks have been taken since 2009, because you can enter. It doesn't mean that teams have to actually take you.
No,
Brendan Sorsby can go in there, but that doesn't mean anybody has to draft him.
Right.
Yeah. So
I mean, again, and if it's like a position of need, Dragon Ball, if you're talking about like a rush end or a quarterback or one of those positions in the NFL that it's always required to have a deep rotation, like those guys are going to generally go. But if you're a middling punter, maybe not. Maybe not so much.
More than likely not going to be the spot that you're going to see that kind of interest.
Because you lose a pick. You lose next year's equivalent pick if you do that.
Again, the way it works is you put your bid in. I think Sorsby's worth a second round pick.
Second-round pick.
I'm the Cardinals. I put in, I think Sorsby's worth a second-round pick. The Vikings say, I think he's worth a third-round pick. Nobody else in the league puts a bid in. The Cardinals win it. They, with their second, beats third. So it's whatever is the lowest round bid. And once that pick is made, you lose that pick for the following draft.
And then out of nowhere, the Dolphins put in a first-round pick bid, and then they go ahead and they get Brendan Sorsby.
Hey, if there's somebody out there, I mean, I've seen a lot of mocks that put him at the end of the first, beginning of the second. So it's right on the cusp.
So there'll be a teams can hold. So the deadline is 6 days from now. So that would be next Monday.
Yeah,
is the deadline. And then they'll have private workouts from July 5th. So right after 4th of July. 4th of July is on a Saturday or Sunday. Saturday. So starting Sunday the 5th through the 12th, teams can hold private workouts, or the school can have a pro day. So if Texas Tech wanted to have a pro day and teams go down there, they could do that. Now, I've not heard that Texas Tech is going to have a pro day. He may just do private workouts, that kind of thing. But that's a 7-day period that starts July 5th and goes to the 12th. And then they'll likely have the actual draft will be sometime in late July. So it'll probably be right around the time that teams are starting to get going with
that's all I was going to say to clarify is there is no date for the supplemental draft. They don't know when it's going to be. We only have a deadline for you to enter your name into it.
So now the question becomes, you got teams unfortunately like my Browns, who don't have a set situation at quarterback.
You guys are solid. You got 3 guys deep. You got Deshaun Watson.
I heard that Sanders kid's pretty good.
You got Shedeur Sanders, and you got Dylan Gabriel still there, if I'm not mistaken.
In other words, we don't have a solid situation at quarterback. You've got the Jets. I don't even know who the Jets quarterback is right now. Is it
Geno Smith? Welcome back to the
Is it Geno going back? Geno went back to New York?
Geno Smith is going to be your starting quarterback.
Miami, because Tua left, right?
Tua's left, and now they've got Malik Willis.
Yeah, there you go. So if you are one of those teams, or if you are a team that needs a quarterback, Cardinals, we just talked about as well, would you take this guy? Do you want your team to take this guy? As a team, as a fan of a team that needs a quarterback, I want nothing to do with this kid. I don't want him anywhere near my facility. And I get the whole, if he's good enough and the talent beats everything, I don't want this kid. It's I have a very similar feeling with this kid as I have with Darren Peterson. I don't want Darren Peterson anywhere near the Cavaliers facility, and I don't want this kid anywhere near Berea.
Okay, well, I think that there are different reasons between those two guys. Peterson, just because there's a lot of uncertainty about dedication versus health and everything else like that. Sorsby's got a whole nother issue in the fact that you're not sure if this guy's going to end up being the actual real-life equivalent of Paul Crewe from the longest yard.
Schleister.
Well, Art Schleister, yeah. I just mean in the sense of we got Paul Crewe from Longest
Another
Yard.
guy from Ohio.
If anyone remembers that movie, he was a guy that actually got caught betting and then got arrested for other issues that related to that, but got basically kicked out of the league for it. Sorsby, again, we've all been talking about it's a gambling addiction, which guess what? Addiction implies that it could happen again. And if you're an NFL team and you're suddenly in a situation where, okay, we want to give Brendan Sorsby a chance to start for us. He has a couple of good games, and you seem really set on him. Then out of nowhere, the NFL, hey, we found his Kalshi account, and we need to go ahead and just put a stop to that right now. He's suspended for the year. What do you do at that point? There's nothing you can do other than, all right, we took a chance, and now we have to bite the bullet.
Do you guys think he's going to get Terrell Pryored?
Ooh, I don't know.
So Terrell Pryor got a 5-game suspension and bypassed that by entering the supplemental draft. The NCAA suspended him. That was the tattoo thing, right?
Right.
So they were getting money from tattoos. He got a 5-game NCAA suspension, put his name in the supplemental draft. The NFL gave him a 5-game suspension.
It's possible.
It carried over.
It's certainly possible.
They made the choice to have the 5 games in the NCAA carry over to the NFL. He had a 2-game self-imposed by Texas tech suspension.
Well, yeah, exactly, because Sorsby has 2 games, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, the real question is that what all are the teams that would even potentially make a choice to at least field an interest in Sorsby? Because there's a lot of teams that are quarterback needy in the NFL. Again, we've already mentioned stuff like the Cardinals and the Vikings are being partially as like the top 2 teams in that category, but there's a lot of teams in the AFC with the Dolphins. The Jets are a big question mark. And let's not forget the Colts. I don't know how confident you can be about Daniel Jones recovering from his injuries from the past season. So there's going to be probably a lot of teams that will consider.
If you could just name the teams that are okay at quarterback.
Yeah.
There's like 5 of them.
It's a shorter
Yeah.
list. So there's going to be a lot of teams that could potentially have a lot of interest in Sorsby. And it's going to be interesting when it comes down to it. Who is it that's going to put the highest bid? Because we won't know until July.
I would imagine second is probably. I don't think you'll see any kind of first.
You shouldn't see a first. No. If someone puts out a first, then they're really trying to save themselves. Or it's a GM that is desperate to try and find something that can save their job.
So do you want this kid? Do you want him in your locker room? If you are a fan of a team that needs a quarterback, would you welcome your team taking Brendan Sorsby? 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. If you're a Cardinals fan, if you root for the Cardinals, who have Jacoby Brissett and Carson Beck and who's the kid from Washington State? Gardner Minshew. Is it Gardner or Gardner Minshew? Yeah, so they're kind of like the Browns. They got a bunch of guys who maybe can play, but probably not at a very high level. Do you want Brendan Sorsby in your locker room? It's as simple as that. I don't want nothing to do with this kid anywhere near Northeast Ohio. Nowhere near. Nowhere. If they want to take him back in Cincinnati and he can play for the Bengals, great. I don't want him anywhere near. I wouldn't pick him,
but not based on this, but based on the fact that he's got a little bit of Favre, early years Favre in him. Yeah. What he thinks the windows he's throwing through are bigger than they are is the reputation that Sorsby has. So,
but he's apparently doing a really good job of it because he doesn't throw a lot of interceptions.
Well, no, he's got a great arm and angles. He's got all the angles. He's one of those guys who throws from any angle necessary, right, to get the ball through there. But he thinks very highly of himself. So he thinks that he can get it through every single tiny little window. So I don't know. I think it depends on what style of play you're trying to play. But I think mistakes, Dragon Ball, these days in the modern NFL, it's like keeping your mistakes to a minimum is what's going to get you to the playoffs and beyond. So, I don't know.
You want to stay on the field? Don't fumble the ball. Don't get intercepted.
Right.
That's basically how you stay on the field.
Don't turn it over. Exactly. Isn't that what Bill Belichick told Tom Brady? Just don't. Don't put us into negative plays.
Give the ball to Corey Dillon. Don't fumble the snap.
Exactly.
All I'm going to ask you to do.
Exactly.
That's one of my other favorite quotes. Isn't that John Candy over there? In the
Hey, shout out to Arizona Golf. Apparently, they've picked up a really good, big-time recruit today, big-time transfer. Jorge Martin San Pedro has signed with Arizona Men's Golf. He went to the NCAA Championships this year as an individual. He was the Southland Conference Golfer of the Year, Southland Conference Freshman of the Year, shot 71.5. I just say 72 was his scoring average. 72, that's par, and had 6 top 10 finishes this year out of Texas, Rio Grande Valley.
And he's a freshman.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
That's the young man that's going to have 3-4 years left to play here for Jim Anderson. That's what you and again, and this is something, and we'll have this conversation because I've actually been wanting to have it, but I don't know if we'll have it today or when. But when you look at the transfers coming into the University of Arizona, and you look at the programs at the University of Arizona, and again, this is a kid coming in from, quote, a mid-major, a group of 5. I don't think, they're group of 5, I think. And I've said that I'm okay with most of our programs taking the best from the next level down. There's one program, though, I have an issue with them taking a ton of players from the next level down. I'll tell you what program that is when we come back. Dragon Ball's got everything happening here and in sports, Southern Arizona, as well as sports around the world.
Well, speaking of transfers, we're going to give a shout out to the Arizona softball additions for the 2027 roster. The Cats managed to go ahead and get Madison Conley from North Texas after earning.
Speak of the devil.
There you go. So, North Texas after earning 2 first-team all-conference selections there, averaging .343 batting average over 3 years with the Mean Green. Joining her is another Mean Green teammate, Elizabeth Moffitt, who was spending the last 3 years catching over in North Texas, averaged a .336 batting career average there as well. And then finally, they have Riley Harrison from South Alabama with her impressive pitching performance with the Jaguars, 31 victories and 311 strikeouts in those 3 years, and welcome on board to those ladies there. Meanwhile, 2 wins in a row for the Diamondbacks. They return back home to the desert, helping them get a victory over the Angels thanks to a very surprising bit of power from Pavin Smith.
Pavin Smith launches one toward the right field foul pole, and that one is gone. It's off the pole. Pavin Smith gives the Diamondbacks the lead way up high.
Again, that was his first home run of the season, and opening up that series with a win has the Diamondbacks now looking to make it 3 in a row tonight as Merrill Kelly gets the start, looking for his 6th win of the year. That game starting at about 6:40 p.m. Following the sudden death of Aldon Smith this past Saturday at the age of 36, the family of the former 49ers and Raiders linebacker will be sending his brain to medical experts to see if chronic traumatic encephalopathy, aka CTE, played a role in his death. No cause of death has actually been given at this time, and the Smith family has hired attorneys to help investigate that. And everyone who remembers Aldon Smith says that he was, again, a very strong player, had suffered numerous concussions during his NFL career that saw Smith suspended multiple times due to personal conduct and substance abuse policy violations. I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slam it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions that are reported working wrecks Campbell near Irvington on Campbell to the south of Irvington. Oracle and Cool Drive in Oracle and some slowing on Oracle near Cool Drive. Linda Vista and Thornydale for a collision. State Route 86 near Camino Verde, a reported lost load. 81 the overnight low, 25% chance of rain, and 101 tomorrow and a 104 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's Luxe Boxes. Choose the $5, $7, or $9 box. Now with the shredded beef dipping taco. Limited time at participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Freezes and specialty drinks not included. Tax extra.
Hey, it's David Kelly, DK on the Sports Tip. Don't forget to download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. It slaps. We've got full coverage of the Wildcats, the Suns, the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks, Pima College. Download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app today.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000.
The American Red Cross has an urgent need for blood donors to give. Donors are needed now to make sure patients across the country receive life-saving care. There's no time to wait. Make an appointment today to give blood by using the Blood Donor app, visiting redcrossblood.org or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation.
Hello, I'm Ozempic, and I'm other GLP-1s, kind of like him. Hey, are you shaking a maraca?
Nope, I'm shaking the pill version of Ozempic, which no one should ever do except in ads like this.
A nice disclaimer.
Hey, thanks. Ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of the Ozempic pen or pill may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide tablets, 9 milligrams, and Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Arizona drivers know June is the calm before the furnace. Temperatures are rising and the intense summer heat is on its way. It's as certain as the next cracked asphalt road or suspension slaying pothole, just around the corner and coming quickly. But Arizona drivers know that Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the one stop to make sure their car, SUV, light truck, or minivan is road trip ready for this summer's torture test for tires, batteries, brakes, and cooling systems. Just about every part under maximum stress. But mention this ad during June and get Jack Furrier's road trip ready inspection at no charge with the purchase of any oil change. A $30 value for free that gives you the inspection information you need to lower your stress before heading into another summer of extreme Arizona driving. And if you already know you need tires or service, come by to the Locals Choice for the most affordable tires and rock solid guarantees at 14 award-winning locations. Make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Advantage Air Mechanical, the team you can trust. Call 792-9400.
When it comes to the comfort and indoor air quality of your home and office, Advantage Air Mechanical has you covered. Breathing healthy air and having reliable air conditioning is important. If you or someone you know is in need of air conditioning services or a new system installation, we are here to help. Advantage Air Mechanical, 792-9400. AZROC 214570.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, the transfer portal. One of the things I've consistently said as it relates, we'll start with Arizona football. And really this goes for all the teams, but I think it, when we talk about football kind of being at the top of the food chain, is you want to see the Wildcats going out and getting, first and foremost, other players from Power 5 schools. And we talked earlier in the show. We had our guy Bob Osmondson on from Champaign talking about Cole Rusk. Cole Rusk, who is transferring here from the University of Illinois, Big Ten, 19 catches, a guy that maybe in the right system, like Bob said, has a chance to potentially be an NFL tight end. He only had one touchdown last year, but if you saw him go back and look at the play he caught that ball on, I mean, an NFL-style catch for that one touchdown. But the other thing I've said about Arizona football is they're a developmental program. Arizona's a developmental program. So you've also got to get the best players from Group of 5. Those guys that are dominating at that level. The best wide receivers, like a Jacob Cowing, who they were able to get from Texas El Paso. Guys that are near the top, like an Ishmael Mahdi, who was dominating at Texas State. You need to get those guys. Who was that? I forget the other linebacker kid's name, but he came in and didn't necessarily, had some injuries and never really found his footing, but he was one of the best linebackers in FCS. If you're Arizona, you got to get those guys. You'd like to get guys from other Power 5s, but you got to get the best. If you're going to go Group of 5 FCS, you need to be getting the best players from that level. And I think that goes for a lot of programs at the University of Arizona. There's two programs, though, I think, and we just mentioned, obviously, golf signed a kid from Rio Grande Valley, UT Rio Grande Valley, one of the best players in FCS. Okay, that's a good fit here, I think. There's two programs, though, I think have a higher or should have a higher value view from outside of Southern Arizona when it relates to student athletes wanting to transfer. And obviously that's your one, men's basketball program. But two, that's also your softball program. And I just feel like Arizona softball has lost a little bit of its national luster over the course of the last 5-6 years as we've gotten into this transfer heavy existence in college athletics. Dragon Ball, give me those three schools of the three girls that are transferring in here.
With two of them are coming from North Texas, the Mean Green, and then the other is coming from South Alabama, the Jaguars.
Okay, so again, those are Group of 5s. Group of 5 and look, and I'm not saying these young ladies are not good players. I would hope that if we are getting young ladies from Group of 5, that they are the best of Group of 5. But this is a program that's won 7 national, is it 7 or 8? 7 national championships, 8 national championships? Arizona softball? I never can remember that number. I think it's 8. This is a program that's won 8 national championships. And I just think that if we're dabbling in the transfer portal, Arizona softball, we need to be getting, and I'm looking at these other schools, we need to be getting the best players from the SEC. I mean, if Texas Tech is bringing in a Nyjah Kennedy from Stanford, they're bringing in the Canal girl from Tennessee. You know, the Mia Williams came from Florida to Texas Tech. I mean, so they're pulling players that have been there. I mean, look at Texas, who finished second this year. You know, they went out and got one of the best players from ASU. They stole a pitcher, I believe, from Texas Tech. They're going out and getting young ladies who have been playing at a high level, have gotten to the World Series. ASU went to the World Series this year. Get a player off a World Series team. And granted, we're getting some of those here. Serenity Trice out of Iowa State. Yeah, that's a good. That's a good Power 5 program. Janae Adams last year, obviously came from a Power 5 program at Indiana. I just think that we need to be focusing, and I haven't had this conversation with Caitlin Lowe. Maybe we'll get her on the show and ask her. But I just think we need to be focusing on trying to get the best that are out there. I don't know if we're well, I'm not saying we're not doing that, but clearly the top ladies in the transfer portal are going to other schools when you would think 5 or 10 years ago those ladies might be coming here to play at Arizona. And I just think that's where maybe some of the luster has been lost in the last 5 or so years for Arizona softball, that we're not in the game. We're not in the game for some of these top transfers. That could be a money thing. I'm sure money is part of it because, again, money is what this is all about now. It's definitely a money thing, but I also think it's a results on the field thing as well.
It's tough. You replace the greatest coach in a sport's history, right? Like, I mean, I know you're kind of beating around the bush saying this. The success that will come from this new group of coaches here at the U of A will speak for itself. And if Coach Candrea is calling shots, DK, I mean, the pool of players who want to play for the greatest coach in the history of the sport is endless. My question is, who's the most famous softball player of all time?
Jenny Finch.
Still Jenny Finch. Still. So, I mean, what you just described in the last 10, 15 years is quite literally SEC schools and Big Ten schools pumping money into women's sports that they didn't prior to this. There's a lot of money going in the last, I would say, 20, 25 years, not 10 years. But the success that they've shown, obviously, with the Oklahoma schools especially, the playing field of UCLA and Arizona getting every top-flight high school pitcher, that doesn't exist anymore. So I think you said it. I think this group, they really need to prove to the whole pool of players that Arizona is the place to come and win, right? Because money is a big part of it, but isn't the idea that you can go Dragon Ball to that school and you can see that they won a title? So one breakthrough title year, if that's next year, the year beyond, or whatever, opens up doors to you open up a lot of doors to a lot of living rooms, and a lot of recruits start looking your way that maybe didn't before, which is why UCLA and Arizona dominated the recruiting scene for so long, is because UCLA and Arizona were the only two schools that ever won softball titles in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s.
And we haven't had a winning softball championship come to either of those two schools in quite some time, if memory serves me right, because it's been predominantly dominated by the Texas and the SEC.
I think UCLA's last title was when they beat us in 2010.
And there you have it. A lot of the attention isn't on the West Coast with softball anymore. It's, again, you can have it be a situation of, this is where our side of the world is where the sport got big, and we have some of the best players and some of the best seasons, and all this stuff is like, okay, that's legacy, but what are you doing right now? I can go to Texas and I can have a chance to win a national championship if I play there. If I go to Oklahoma, I've got a chance to win there. If I go to Florida State, I may have a chance to win there since they were in the World Series not too long ago. But there hasn't been a representative from what the old Pac-12 was in the College World Series for softball in a very, very long time. So until that changes, I don't think the West Coast is going to be getting a lot of attention when it comes to the transfer portal. For recruiting, absolutely, it'll still have a lot to say. But the transfer portal, it is about what have you done lately, because these are kids that are still wanting to get the most out of whatever last year or two they have of their eligibility still remaining.
It also seems to me, DK, like Arizona and Coach Candrea started it through pitching,
right,
which appeals to position players, right? If you have the reputation as UCLA with Fernandez and Finch and all those long list of great pitchers that both schools had in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, who is that more recently, right? That's like Cat Osterman, right? There are people at Texas, Oklahoma,
right,
the dominating pitchers who can go up and pitch for 7 innings, DK, and give up 0 or 1 run. That's where position players want to go play. They want to go play at a place with dominant pitching. So maybe all it takes is one dominant pitcher to have that one dominant year, DK, where, you give up, on average a run or less than 2 runs a game, and that leads to some ungodly, 32-2 record or whatever. That could just be the linchpin that they need to move forward. Who knows? I just know that success on the field will obviously lead to success, but you can just look up at the rafters, right? You can just look out in the outfield and see how many national championships and all the great history. Everybody knows about Hillenbrand. Every single person in the country who knows softball knows about Tucson and the history here. It's just a matter of one of these groups of ladies there on campus doing their thing and lifting another trophy, and that could be an avalanche, DK. And we could, stop talking about Oklahoma and Texas so much, and it could be Arizona for 10 years. It's just that simple. Just 1 or 2 dominant pitchers might be all it takes. And you
got to find it, because that's been the bugaboo. They have not been able to find that dominant pitching for a long, long time now. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290. We're going to talk some World Cup soccer next. Our guy, John Perlman, is up in Seattle. He was at a World Cup match yesterday. I think it was a draw. I think there have been quite a few draws in the last few days.
That's group stage play as a whole. It's going to be a lot of draws, a lot of 1-0 pulls. Rarely
I can't
you
wait
get 4-1.
till 6 p.m. tonight.
That's going to be fun.
Well, it's my wife. She's like,
6 p.m. tonight.
She's like, I'm going to be on my couch watching Argentina tonight. I'm like, okay.
The first game of Lionel Messi's final World Cup. Come on, everybody. Tune in.
There you go.
The greatest all time.
Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Eastbound I-10 at Star Pass 22nd Street. Stay left to get by a multi-vehicle collision. Freeway slowdowns on eastbound I-10 between Grant Road to Star Pass 22nd Street. Other collisions at Irvington and Palo Verde, Campbell and Skyline, Linda Vista and Thornydale, and also Oracle and Cool Drive. 81 the overnight low. There is a chance of rain tomorrow, and 101 the high and a 104 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather.
This report is sponsored by CSL Plasma. Donate plasma at CSL Plasma and earn up to $200 your first week. Help save lives while earning extra money for what matters most. Visit CSLPlasma.com. Again, that's CSLPlasma.com.
Nobody covers your cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slide it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. Start spreading the news, because there's another New York basketball team making noise. While the city buzzes over the Knicks championship, the Liberty have won 7 straight and boast a 10-4 record. The club captured its first WNBA title in 2024, but lost in the first round of the playoffs last year. This season got off to a slow start, adjusting to new head coach Chris DeMarco and missing superstar Sabrina Ionescu for 3 weeks with back pain. But 7-time All-Star Breanna Stewart leads the Liberty in scoring, and her squad is starting to resemble a Big Apple title contender.
New York is the best city in the world, and our goal has always been a championship. And we know that we were short on that last year and wanting to do that as well. But yeah, the city would be crazy. Let's talk about it in October.
Stewart and the Liberty try to extend their win streak on Wednesday when they visit the Chicago Sky. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Amy Lawrence on Westwood One.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy.
Wow, Charles Barkley?
I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Sure, Chuck. That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for, open 7 days a week.
Oh, can I use your ATM? My dog walker only takes cash.
Anything for a neighbor.
Can I try the catchphrase?
Sure, take it for a spin.
There's no fees and minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
Nice, Chuck. I'll take it from here. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bank guide for details. Capital One, a name member FDIC.
With love, I will build a wonderful thing that makes this life better for you and for me.
Shriners Hospitals for Children has been creating wonderful opportunities for children in need. This life-changing medical care helps them do the things they've always dreamed of. To find out more, go to loveshriners.org.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
There's only one Ozempic.
Hello, I'm Ozempic. Because this ad is 30 seconds, I can't get into everything I'm FDA approved to do, so I'm just going to play my jingle again. But first, ask your doctor about which FDA approved uses of me, the Ozempic pen, may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA approved Ozempic. Now here's that jingle again.
There's only one Ozempic.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay.
Things people love.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we're still living in the glow of the United States men's national team's big win over Paraguay on Friday night.
Cut inside. Here's Christian Pulisic on the ball now. Draws the double team. Splits the double team. Pulisic in the box. Weston McKennie into the middle. It's an own goal. It's the United States on the board. Less than 7 minutes in. Pulisic on the run. Pulisic trying to cut it back. It's Balogun. That time it's in. That time the flag is staying down. That time it's 2-0 United States. Balogun, can he get inside? Still Balogun. Flop Balogun. Gio Reyna. Gio Reyna!
The Americans are here in their home country. And that's it. 3 points for the United States.
The most goals the United States have ever scored in a World Cup game. It is as close to a perfect beginning as any of us could have possibly imagined.
4 goals for the U.S. men's national team. 4 goals in their 4-1 win over Paraguay on Friday night. And I was sitting there watching it. My wife and I, we watched it over at Buffalo Wild Wings here in the neighborhood in the CNW team. And I'm thinking to myself, well, is Paraguay any good? I'm like trying to figure out because, I don't know a whole lot. I'm a casual soccer fan. And, my understanding is that is a very good team that we beat by 3 goals, which, in soccer, you can consider that a blowout on Friday night. So a very, very impressive start for the U.S. men's national team.
Well, I think the way I always looked at it is there's 200 plus nations who attempt to qualify, and 48, is it?
48 now, yeah.
Yeah, 48 get in now. So if you're in the World Cup, you're a good team.
Yeah.
And you might not be one of the 10 great best, FIFA ranked teams in the world, but I think all the teams that make the World Cup these days are quality teams.
Obviously the star of the night was Florian Balogun. He scored a brace with the 2 goals early. The United States showed a much different style than I think a lot of people have seen with the crisp passing that we saw, and again a new coach in Mauricio Pochettino, who I believe is from Argentina, if I'm not mistaken. And so there's a lot of questions that I have about the United States men's national team, and it's very interesting to me, and we can have this conversation 520-848-1290. We during the World Baseball Classic, we kind of talked about how the Italian team was very Italian American in terms of the guys that were on the roster. I don't even remember how many guys were actually it was born in Italy.
3 out of 30.
Yeah, 3 out of 30 kind of thing. And I kind of get that. And I've had this feeling for a number of years. And and it's funny to me because, again, I actually did play a little bit of soccer when I was growing up. I actually scored 6 goals in a game one time when I was in 1st or 2nd grade. But didn't really play much after that. And I'm looking at this roster, and when they trotted out 11 guys, and I'm thinking, okay, and this is not new because it's been. I mean, a lot of these guys have been on the team for a number of years, and I'm like, man, they got a lot of brothers on this team, but they're not a lot of American kids outside of Chris Richards, and we're going to hear from him here coming up shortly. A lot of these players have European connections, whether some of them were born in Europe, but have one American parent, kind of situation. It's very much like that. So I almost get the feeling like the U.S. men's national team is a lot like the Italian baseball team. It's like kind of American, but not necessarily really fully American. If you get my drift on that. But again, I wonder, like, if Florian Balogun, could he make another, could he play? I mean, I think he's from England. Could he make the English team if he wanted to play for England? Or does he play for the United States because he can't make the English team? Is kind of how I look at some of these guys.
It's probably a little bit of both, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. You have a lot of people that have dual citizenship. I mean, we just had that whole thing going back to FIBA, basketball. Joel Embiid, how many different countries does he actually qualify to play for in the national scene, but international scene? But it's hard now. I mean, I think the guy who scored the first goal of the World Cup for Mexico is he's got Colombian roots.
Yeah, right.
I just think the baseline, DK, is culture. So if you want to become a world-class cricketer and you grew up in Tucson, you're probably not going to get there because the culture of amateur cricket in Tucson isn't what it would have been in London, right? No. So I think that culture of growing up and being in it when you're of your formative age, you just said you scored 6 goals as a first grader, you moved on to baseball.
Right.
And I think in the Netherlands and England, a lot of places where this U.S. men's national team has players who are born there with American father, mother, or roots, whatever, that can play for the U.S. men's national team, they grew up in a completely different soccer culture than you would here in America.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk to our guy, John Perlman. He is up in Seattle, founder of FC Tucson. He was at a World Cup game yesterday at the Seattle Stadium between Belgium and Egypt. John, appreciate you taking some time to join us. So how was the game yesterday?
It was fantastic. Seattle did a tremendous job organizationally. It was easy to get in and get out to the degree. I mean, it's always hard when you have a large stadium like that. But it was beautifully done. The game was wonderful. The Egyptian fans and the Belgian fans both turned out. A lot of neutrals there that with a high spirit. The game was exciting and entertaining, and the weather was warm for here, but not warm for Perlman. So, all these people were complaining, and I was just like, yeah, let me tell you about sticking your head in an oven for 3 months. But it was incredible, and like I said, obviously there's a lot going on, but once the game started, the focus becomes on the soccer, and it's just amazing to be a part of it in any way.
A lot of draws early on in this first week of the tournament. John, is that surprising at all?
No, I think everyone's, again, friendly matches are what they are, friendly matches using lots of players. So, again, as people, get used to being in the U.S. and the temperatures and the venues and the feel of everything, and all of these teams have really talented players and have goalkeepers that can stand on their heads in moments and have dangerous players for counterattacking soccer. So even though our Giants had some challenges at different parts of the game, some of them came away with surprising, draws. But again, you're seeing some of the top players, start to deliver in key moments. And I think we're all here for very competitive groups where there's a lot at stake on that last day. And I'm really excited that it looks like it's setting up that way.
Yeah, we saw some wins today. Obviously, France beat Senegal 3-1. Norway, a big win over Iraq by a score of 4-1. Everybody excited for tonight and getting a chance to watch Lionel Messi and Argentina take on Algeria in what will be his final tournament. I was watching I think it was ESPN did a report over the weekend kind of about how the story of his youth and how he grew up in Argentina, the family moved to Spain, and he was probably minutes away from being on Spain's national team, and his dad had to take a tape to a hotel when Argentina was in town and give it to an assistant coach. How does Argentina not know about one of the best young players in their country?
Well, I think it's hard. I mean, that time was a little bit of a different time. Now, with the scouting networks they have, players aren't getting lost that way, and lots of players are being pursued by multiple nations. I mean, there's a guy who has that job with everybody to see what your back berth is. Do you have a grandparent that can help you play for the Faroe Islands? I mean, you can go as far as each country has different qualifications for their national team, but ultimately missing Messi would be one of the all-time whiffs. But again, obviously we see with the U.S. and Mexico, there are players that have choice. Brian Gutierrez, you've got Guti, you've got obviously Obed Vargas out of the Sounder system, lived in Alaska, but his dad was Mexico through and through, and Vargas ends up on Mexico, which is never great for us, guys that come through our American system. I think that's the hardest thing when you see a guy come through, playing for American teams, being developed by a team like the Sounders, and then having to go play for Mexico definitely hurts. But ultimately, there's a lot of good players, and, families have deep roots some places, even if they did come to America and they've grown up loving El Tri or even though they're in Spain, because that's where the opportunity is, outside of Argentina to make really a significant amount more money and become on the global stage, they still feel very, loyal to their home country. And you saw a player like, Ryan Giggs back in the day, even though he could have played for England, he always played for Wales because he certainly just felt that was his duty. And, to do that the same with, obviously a player like, there's a number of players that fall in this category. So, I could probably go on all day and lose you every listener, and I don't want to do that.
No, well, you actually took me where I wanted to go. John Perlman is our guest, FC Tucson. And because I was just making a comparison before we brought you on, John. There's a part of me that feels like when we were watching the World Baseball Classic, we kind of joked. It's like Team Italy is basically just, a bunch of Italian Americans. That was the entire thing. And I kind of feel a little bit like that about Team USA. I mean, there's a lot of kids from England. There's a lot of kids from other countries. Balogun really is from England by way of Nigeria. I mean, it just so happened is he was born in New York City. I mean, it's and I know you've worked in the USA soccer system. What is the philosophy in terms of the mindset about the players that they're trying to get on this national team? I mean, and then how do they look at that? Okay, well, this kid, he's partially American, or he's got one American parent, but I mean, how is that how are those conversations had inside the room when they're deciding, how many true American kids do we want to have versus kids that maybe have an American bloodline but grew up somewhere else?
Again, I'm not in the deepest senior team conversations, but I am been with through the U20s is what the system that I work in for the youth national teams. And it is literally, we have people over in Europe watching players in Europe that have American birth, and the tracking just continues. And it's basically, without, obviously there's exceptions if somebody's of bad character or something like that, but it's, can this person help us win a World Cup? And do they have interest in playing for this country? So Balogun, somebody, I mean, nobody's giving you a citizenship test asking you to sing the national anthem, or, you're asking if you have understanding of our Civil War. They're simply saying, can this guy contribute in a position where we don't have a superior player? Does he have interest? And how do we make him interested and inclusive into our national team system early so that they might want to do this? Obviously Balogun had some choices, but I mean, we grabbed him at the right time, and obviously he had a great first game, and we hope that continues. But, again, we're going to have players, still, obviously there's a lot less of people, being born on military bases and things like that. That was, the case for something like Jermaine Jones, had a father in the military, things like that. So right. The reality for me is it's the best player. And for any country, it's going to be the same way. Mexico's very happy to grab Obed Vargas if he wants to play for Mexico because he has something to contribute. Same with Brian Gutierrez, So even though that player grew up in Dallas or that player grew up in Alaska, it's still opportunity for him to contribute to the U.S. And obviously, we have not been close yet to winning a World Cup. I don't think we're in a position where we can just say, maybe it's an all things being equal situation. You might feel that way, but I don't certainly think we don't have a forward of the quality of Balogun if we were replacing him with a full American, or somebody who's been in the United States through the whole process.
So could he if he wanted to play for England, is he good enough to make that team?
I don't think right now, looking at the strikers they have choices of and who they left home with, when you're leaving home a player like Cole Palmer, who dominated the Premiership, just 2 years ago. So for me, no, that's certainly not the case. But again, once you play senior games, you then become cap tied. So, you can play for youth international and kind of bounce around a little bit, which, for example, and I'll give examples, certainly Michael Emanalo, who married Erin Emanalo here from Tucson, who runs the Saudi League and played for Nigeria in the World Cup. His son obviously could play for the U.S. He's a signed player for Chelsea and has been in both national teams. But, he grew up most of his life in England. So even though his parents are from here and he could play here, I mean, I think his first choice would be England. But we certainly want to track a player like that, especially if they could contribute for the U.S. because England is such a competitive situation and so many players, they may see the U.S. as an opportunity, one, to grow their brand, which Balogun could see, say, hey, playing on a national team like the U.S. helps me, earn more money in the future and get my name out there. But ultimately, you hope the players that play for our country love our country, play hard for the badge, or fall in love with it during that process and really adopt it in the best of ways. So I'm always open to all things. I think we're a country of immigrants. We're a country of people from everywhere else, and I embrace that in the national team. I love our national team. I like the makeup, and I'm really excited for what we can accomplish.
All right, so how excited should we be about a 4-1 win over Paraguay?
We should be ecstatic, especially with the kind of attacking football we played. Really strong performance from Tim Ream and the backs. I mean, our best guys were playing great football, and that's really a good sign for guys that have to be playing great. And real question marks, a lot of them were answered. I think the big question mark is Matt Freese. We're going to be in games that are closer. Can he come up with big saves? Is he going to be able to handle the moment? I think that's really where the rubber is going to meet the road for us as we get through the rest of group and in other moments. He will be tested more than he was in that game. But to get off to that kind of start and to come up with a +3 goal differential in the group. But obviously you see Australia's knocked off a very talented team, in Turkey that we didn't expect that to happen. So, again, it's a wide open group. I think there's a lot left to be done. Paraguay is very talented. I think if they can shift some tactics up and shore some things up, they're going to be a hard out in the last 2 games. And so I'm very much just focusing on them getting out of group. I don't want to think too far ahead. So a great result would be a win against Australia, and that would pretty much get us through.
Did you find a ticket for the game?
I do, and I just kind of got to look at, do I want to, give plasma for the next 3 weeks to make up what I've lost in income. So the bleeders, the nose bleeders are still over 1,000, and I've got to make some critical decisions as Ella still has a year left of college that she would like me to not pull from that fund from. So I am really tempted more than I've ever been, but ultimately I think the decision is going to be to go down to down on the train there, be right outside the stadium and party. And maybe if somebody passes out with a ticket in their hand, that's probably my best bet. So that's what I'm going to go with, Dave. If I change it, you'll be the first person I text from the stadium. And like I told everyone, I encourage everybody to do that. I've seen a game. I was privileged to see 94, the games in the Meadowlands, and I watched Ireland upset Italy. It was one of the epic moments of my first real epic moment of seeing a big time soccer game in a big time stadium. But I'm torn right now. I mean, my son and I and my wife and his wife are just kind of looking at each other like, this was so amazing, Belgium, Egypt. What would it be like for Australia, U.S.? But I think the prices are only going to go up. I don't know, but I'm here for game time tickets, and maybe we'll get lucky. But I'll let you know. And again, just really excited about a great weekend coming up for us against Ventura with the men's team and the women's team playing such great football. It's just been a great week, and I'm really excited for the rest of it.
Saturday and Sunday, men on Saturday. Ladies will play on Sunday out at Keno North Stadium. The game against Ventura County is the USL2 game of the week this week.
That's right.
So it should be exciting for sure. Have fun up in Seattle, John. We'll talk to you again next week.
Yeah, I'd love to check in. Thanks, Dave, for having me.
John Perlman, FC Tucson founder up in Seattle, went to a World Cup game yesterday. If you're going to a game, I want to hear from you. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We'll have a little bit more coming up after this. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s. It's 10 minutes later than her normal 5, but she's still on the 5.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Eastbound I-10 at Star Pass 22nd, a stay left advisory to get by a multi-vehicle collision there. Heavy eastbound I-10 backups approaching Star Pass 22nd, light westbound I-10 slowing. And other collisions reported at Swan and Speedway, also Campbell and Skyline. 81 the overnight low, chance of showers, and 101 tomorrow and 102 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Staples has hundreds of ways to grow your business this summer, like spectacular signs, brilliant brochures, eye-popping posters, mouth-watering menus, and more. Shop now through August 1st and save up to 25% off custom printed banners. Staples. That was easy.
Did you hear what we're talking about?
Mason Lawyer.
Coming down to Arizona, and at the end of the day, it came down to coach. He's been in my shoes before. He understands the drive and what it takes to be at the top level, and he's helping me get there.
DK on the Sports Tip, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by AutoZone, get in the zone, AutoZone. With the NBA draft just a week away, the drama has already begun for one of the deepest drafts in recent years. Kansas Jayhawk Darren Peterson has already met with the Washington Wizards, who have the first overall pick, but does not plan to meet with any other teams according to reports. Reports also say not meeting with the Utah Jazz, who have the second pick, would not preclude them from selecting Darren Peterson. I'm Adam Abdallah.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenient stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
There's only one Ozempic.
Hello, I'm Ozempic. Because this ad is 30 seconds, I can't get into everything I'm FDA approved to do, so I'm just going to play my jingle again. But first, ask your doctor about which FDA approved uses of me, the Ozempic pen, may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA approved Ozempic. Now here's that jingle again.
There's only one Ozempic. Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love. Sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000.
Look, I know we live in a swamp, but our appliances don't have to be as disgusting as this. We need to replace them before it's too late.
Trick, you gotta keep Fiona happy, and I know just the place. Tucson Appliance.
Welcome to Tucson Appliance, where we have the best prices on an abundance of appliances.
If we get this one, they can deliver tomorrow. And in the morning, I'm making waffles.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
Now we can live happily ever after.
Only at Tucson Appliance,
where you are our priority.
Oh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the neighborly done right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed.
Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, a neighborly company.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, final segment of our show right here. And we've got, right now, college baseball is happening in Omaha. It's an elimination game between Texas and Georgia. So we will have the morning game tomorrow for you. We'll tell you a little bit about that, more about that coming up here in a moment. But we do want to get you your Casino del Sol replay before it is too late.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, we had a chance to talk some Arizona football earlier. Bob Asmussen, he is a columnist and beat writer for the Champaign Gazette News Gazette, covers the University of Illinois. And he gave us a little scouting report on one of the new tight end transfers in Josh Miller's room, Cole Rusk.
Oh, he's a very solid player, and who didn't get to play in 24 because he was injured. He missed the season, got hurt in training camp, never was not able to play, and then came back the next year, hung in there, had a pretty good season. Just they don't throw the tight end enough here, and probably everybody always says that. I don't know what the reality is in Arizona. I know Illinois fans here complain forever. They don't throw the tight end enough. I just looked this up since I've been here, which is I came here in '89. Illinois had 3 tight ends drafted, three in almost 40 years. That's crazy. It tells me that not a whole ton of talent. But this guy is definitely could be a guy that I could see him playing in the NFL. The guy that he played with here, Tip Ryman, was drafted by a team near you, the Cardinals, a year ago. So he's the third pick of the Cardinals. Played a little bit last year. So I think Cole will have a good year at Arizona. I think he'll help them. I think that team is on the rise. I like where they are. So I think it was a good decision by him because he's kind of stuck here. They have a kid played running back here last year named Caden Fagan, who is converting to tight end. Everybody has always said he could be a tight end. He could be a dynamic tight end, a big catch guy, and a lot of runs up. So I think maybe Cole saw the writing on the wall and said, hey, I got to find somewhere else to play. Big 12 is pretty good conference, and Arizona is obviously an awesome place to be. So I think he made a great decision for him. I think it's a great decision for Coach Brennan and for Arizona.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, we'll be back with you tomorrow live from Showtime Cards. It's Wild Card Wednesday. Join us out at Showtime Cards. It is just east of Craycroft on Broadway. Looking forward to getting out there with our guy, George Maurice, and having a good time talking about all things trading cards. So join us for that. Thanks to Dragon Ball. Thanks to JW Madden. Thanks to Cricket. Appreciate John Perlman for joining us. Bob Asmussen as well from Champaign. My name is David Kelly. It's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you tomorrow. DK on the Sports Tip. Have a great night, everybody.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. Eastbound I-10 at Star Pass, earlier multi-vehicle collision and slowdowns on eastbound I-10 approaching Grant Road to Star Pass. Other collisions that are reported at Campbell and Skyline, also Orange Grove and Skyline. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa. Bright, spicy, zesty, impossible to ignore. It brings main character energy to every bite. Not just a sauce, it's a star. Only at participating U.S. Taco Bell locations. For a limited time only, while supplies last.
We bring you all the news and stories of your Arizona Wildcats. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Wildcats Radio 1290 for the latest highlights and commentary. Your home for U of A athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money. Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000.
Your business isn't a science experiment. So at Cumulus Digital, we don't speculate, we execute with a proven framework delivering results 25% better than industry standards. Go to cumulusdigital.com, fill out our form, and move from guessing to knowing.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good. No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215215. That's HIM to 215215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.